Myles, when you look at that film, what was it that you guys maybe weren't doing necessarily against the run against Utah?
I mean, it was really our assignments. It was all on the defense. You know, it was all on us. But I mean, again, credit to Utah. I mean, that was a good team, and I think that kind of gets overlooked. You know, they're pretty much undefeated to their last-minute loss to Wazoo. So I mean, they're a good team, just like us. They had one of the best running backs I think I played against. Devontae Booker, he was good. So I mean, he was the real deal. And I mean, they were a great team, and they just made more plays at the end of the game than we did. And you know, I put that on the defense and myself. You know, we just got to do better, and you know, it's a learning process.
How important is it that you guys bounce back, considering you know you have an Oregon run game that's pretty good on its own?
Yeah, I mean, we're in conference play now, so every loss stings more and more. So I mean, we just got to really just make the most of our wins, and like you said, bounce back. We got Oregon, another tough team that lost towards the end of the game again against Arizona. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's Pac-12, and every game is going to be a big game, and this one's just another big game.
I think you reported a couple times before the season that you really wanted to avoid a sophomore slump. How do you feel like in this first couple of games going?
I wouldn't say it was a sophomore slump. You know, I mean, I'm just kind of playing. I'm playing within the defense. You know, when the plays come to me, I just want to make my plays. So I feel like I've been doing that. You know, I mean, sometimes you're gonna feel like you're in a slump. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You know, we'll just kind of see how the season goes. And I mean, it's a young season, and I'm a sophomore, so I'm still figuring things out and everything, and I'm still learning and trying to become a better player. So I mean, I don't have it all figured out. I don't have all the answers and everything, but you know, I'm learning, and we'll see. I mean, I'm just being patient and just trying to take every game, every week by week, and every game one by one, every play one play at a time. So that's really my mentality.
Do you frustration that you're not Superman this year, kind of thing, like you were?
No, I mean, last year I didn't really, I guess, blow up on the scene or whatever until later on in the season. So I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, that's not really my role. I mean, my role is to play linebacker, and when need be, they put me in at running back. So that's really my job. Superman is Ishmael over there, so that's not me. But yeah, I'm just Myles Jack. That's me.
I know.
You spend a lot of your off-season working on pass rushing. Is that something that you wish you've done more so far this season?
I feel like with the guys that we have that pass rush, I mean, they're better than me, you know. So I mean, my role is more of coverage and playing behind the ball. That's where they put me more this year. So that's really what I've been focused on. And I mean, I feel like it's been working out for me. So it's fine.
I know coaches have talked about, you know, staying in gaps and guys not trying to make big plays, you know, out of their gaps. Do you feel like maybe last year you got away with that a little bit, and this year you're kind of...
For sure, yeah. Last year it was pretty much anything goes. You know, it was kind of the D linemen doing whatever they wanted, and the linebackers doing whatever they want. So that's why you saw those highlight plays, and that's why you saw those big plays that happened. So I mean, this year, you know, I'm staying in my gap. I'm playing within the defense. That's what I'm taught to do. That's what I'm coached to do, and that's really what I'm doing.
As a guy who hasn't played that long, is that tough? Sometimes you have to remind yourself that, you know, I don't need to go make this big play, even though it worked last year when I tried.
No. I mean, that's really what they instilled with us in spring. So, I mean, spring, we got all that out of our system. And summer camp, that's really what we focused on, you know, just staying in your gap and trusting. I mean, that was really what we focused on is trust in the summer. And that's what we instilled, and that's what we're doing over here. So, I'm playing within the system.
Myles, last year after the Oregon game, Jim Clifton said, you know, it's time for you to sort of turn the page and win these kind of games. How do you feel similarly?
I definitely feel that way, you know. I mean, in order for us to get that national respect, we got to be big-time teams, and Oregon's one of those big-time teams that people nationally respect and regard when they talk about big names. So in order for us to, as a program to, you know, take that next step forward, I mean, these are the types of games we have to win.
Is it even more important now, given the loss last week?
I guess you could say that, but I mean, even if we won last week, this game would be just as important. So I mean, you just got to look at it like that. Last week is last week, this week is this week.
How's the defensive line play compared to last year?
They're better. They're lights and day. I mean, day and night. I said lights and day. Day and night compared to last year. So I mean, they're way better. Eddie, Kenny, Ola. They're doing their job, you know. I mean, they're way better than they were last year. Not saying they were terrible last year or anything. We didn't have Ola last year, but I mean, the guys got better. So I mean, yeah, I mean, team's solid. You know, we just got to go out there and win this game.
Especially with the way that Kenny and Eddie have been playing pretty well on the inside. How does that filter out to the rest of the defense?
It definitely makes everything better. I mean, it allows us to have more trust and guys hit the gaps, you know, like especially us on the back end. The linebackers, when I'm back there or when it's Kenny and Eric, Eric Kendricks back there, I mean, it makes it easier for us to trust them and just hit our gaps and just know that everything will be secured.
You guys had a bit of kind of some struggles against a running quarterback last week. You're going up against Marcus Mariota, who obviously runs a lot. Is that kind of a concern for you guys?
No, not. I mean, we're learning from the film last week. You know, we're gonna take our mistakes and learn from them, and hopefully we don't make those same mistakes or any different mistakes this week. And that's kind of our mindset. You know, we're just really trying to. We definitely look back at our mistakes and what we've done, and we're turning the page and moving to Oregon this week. So that's where we're at.
With the way they run and with Mariota, is this one of those weeks where you have to stay in your gaps, or they're going to take advantage
of? For sure. I mean, just with the zone schemes they run and just how they spread you out and everything, you have to be where you're supposed to be, or else it'll be a wide open gap, and that's when you see those big plays by Oregon. So that's really where we're at.
What have you seen out of their running backs? Royce Freeman especially.
Royce Freeman, yeah, he's a big guy. I mean, he's a very good back. We were watching him yesterday, and I was like, wow, he's good for a freshman. You know, I mean, he can do it all. He can run you over, juke you, and catch the ball. So I was thoroughly impressed with him. So I'm excited to play a guy like him. I mean, he's pretty much taking over the starting role as a running back. So that's impressive as coming in as a freshman, coming to Oregon. So yeah, he's a good player, and I'm excited to play against him, and it'll be a challenge.
Is there someone you've seen or played against that kind of reminds you of that same balance of speed and power?
The running back we played last week, he was that same type of guy. I mean, he was the real deal, and I mean, he's a good player. I had to go up to him after the game, and I was like, man, you're a good player. It was fun playing against you because he just presented a challenge that, you know, we hadn't seen this year. You know, not to say the other running backs weren't good. He was just on that night, so I was impressed by him.
Obviously, Marcus Mariota doesn't have many weaknesses, but is there a way you guys, you know, watching the film, you think you can slow him down, or what's the key to slowing him down?
The key to him is just playing our game. You know, I mean, we can't try to figure out what he's about to do, or, you know, we just really have to do what we're supposed to do. You know, stay on our gas when we're supposed to, cover the guys that we're supposed to, and just play team defense. And you know, I think we can somewhat try to contain Marcus Mariota. You know, I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, playing against him last year, it was amazing just playing against him and just watching how composed he was and just how he handled everything. So he's a good player.
Oregon seems to like running those zone reads a lot the past few years. What's the challenge and kind of the key to be able to stop that?
The challenge and the key is just everybody staying in their gap. You know, whoever has a quarterback has a quarterback, whoever has the running back has a running back. And just from there on, everybody staying in their gap and not getting pushed out or anything, and just yeah, doing our job. That's really it.
What makes you confident that this defense will kind of follow those principles more this week than they did, say, last week?
I just think just the kind of mentality, you know, we were hurt after that game because offense went down and put up points and we didn't answer, you know, and we kind of put that on our shoulders, and we're excited to kind of, you know, change the role and, you know, just go out and show everybody that was last week and this is this week. And Oregon is the perfect challenge for us to do that, so that's what we're excited for.